Hey TPT sellers, I have discovered some hidden secrets in our 2024 yearbook. Like what, Mike? Well, I figured out what my store rank is. And you're thinking, Mike, it tells us what our store rank is. I'm not talking about our store percentile ranking. I'm talking about our store rank as in what number store are we? For example, I am store number 2100 based on all of my sales last year. And then you're going to say, Mike, don't we already know that from our dashboard? The dashboard does tell us our store ranking, but this is a monthly rank, and it only shows us the monthly rank for last month, whereas TPT is telling us our annual rank in our 2024 yearbook. And in this video, I'll walk you through how to find those hidden secrets. Hi, my name is Mike Fuchigami. I am the host of the SEOTpreneur YouTube community. This episode is for everybody. I think the data in our TPT yearbook gets us excited about our stores. It helps us to appreciate things that maybe we didn't fully realize. And I think this is information that we should have all the time because that would make us better sellers. If we know more information about who is buying our resources, we can improve our messaging for those people. We can communicate better how our resource meets their need. They need something to teach right away because teachers are stressed out and overworked and the profession has changed so much. And as TPT sellers, we provide a service to help our colleagues. So if TPT could give us the information in our yearbook on an ongoing basis, we could increase sales, which means TPT as a platform gets more money, teachers get solutions to their problems, which ultimately helps student learning. If you want more free insider tips and tricks, join the email community. It's SEOTpreneur.com/email. Now let's dive into the yearbook. If you're not sure how to find it, or if you ignored that little pop-up in the bottom right-hand corner, you can get to it directly by typing teacherspayteachers.com/TPT-yearbook, kind of like this. Now here's how you can find some hidden data in your TPT yearbook. Use Google Chrome. You're going to right-click on the page, and then you're going to click on Inspect. That will open up the developer panel. At the top, it says things like Elements, Console, Sources. We're looking for the tab called Network. If it doesn't show up, click on the two arrows to opt to show more options. And there's Network, so I'm going to click on that Network tab. There's going to be a bunch of information in here. At the top, it says Filter, and I'm going to type the word Stats, and that will show only the file that we need. It may or may not show up for you right away. If it doesn't show up, no problem. Just reload the page and it should show up. So my yearbook has loaded. I'm going to click on this file. It says GraphQL. And then at the top, it says Headers, Payload, Preview. We want the one that says Preview. And then there are some triangles that if we click on them, they will reveal more information. So I'm going to click on the triangle that says Data. And then it says Year in Review Stats. I'm going to click on that triangle. And boom, all of the data that is used to make the pretty TPT yearbook is in your browser. And this is a cool trick to know because the order of these little information widgets is random, and it seems like you don't always get the same information all the time. So I know from the yearbook that I'm in the top 1%. I'm just going to click and drag to make this a little bit bigger. I can see here that my store rank percentile is 99, which means I'm in the top 1%. That makes sense. But right above it, it says store rank 2100. That means I am the 2100th best store on TPT. I think we should do a little research experiment. On the screen, there is a link to a QR code. The survey link is also in the video description. It's a simple Google form. Copy the store rank. I'm going to type in 2100. The store rank percentile here. I'm going to copy and paste. Make sure you put it in without the percentage sign. And then your 2024 earnings if you're comfortable sharing. I'm going to share my store earnings. If that kind of stuff makes you feel uncomfortable, just jump ahead to the next chapter in the video. If I go to my dashboard, I'm going to change the date range to 2024, January 1st, 2024, all the way to December 31st, 2024. I'll double check the dates here. January 1st, 2024, December 31st, 2024. I made $18,904.33, which is down from 2023 by 16%. So I'll type in here $18,904.33. Then I hit submit. It's as simple as that. By filling out the form, you help us learn more about the game. And the better we understand the game, the better chance we have to achieve our goals. So what other information is hidden in our Chrome browser? Well, let's talk about our top selling resources. I love the animation. I love how it goes through the months and you get to see how your products have been earning money. On the right-hand side, it's under a section called Top Product Sales Count. And if I open that up, I can see the resource ID. So these are all resources that I made in 2024. And it makes sense because it says top selling new resources. If you're curious and you hit the triangle beside the resource, you can see the data points. And if I open up the data points, I can see a running count of how many units were sold. At the end of the year, I sold 6 units of this resource, which makes me wonder, did I sell any of the resources that I spent time making last year? If I look at the top, there's a section called New Resources Count. So I can see I made 47 new resources last year. I am curious to see how much money those new resources made. If you have access to the self-serve data tool, click on Advanced. We can visualize our product stats CSV in a whole new way. I can see I have 224 paid products. And over here, there's a filter for the product age. So I just want to see my products that are less than 50 weeks old. So now I can see I have 41 products. It probably is 47. I just can't specify 52 weeks or 54 weeks as the case may be. But if I look at the 41 products I made last year, I only made $109 from all the products that I published in 2024. And if I change this to 60 weeks, I can see here the numbers 50 paid products, and I've made less than $800. So what this tells me is that the product lines that I'm making are not selling. They are not a good use of my time. Sure, some of those resources upsell the larger bundles, but the wake-up call for me is that these resources aren't working. I'm making excellent resources that teachers aren't looking for. I'm curious to hear ideas about what add to cart means. It's an interesting statistic because aren't all of our resources added to cart eventually in order for them to be purchased? If I look in the data, it's under cart count 503 resources, and over here it's 503 resources. And if I scroll up, I can see the number of resources added to wish list, and down here I can see wish listed is 2226. If I go to my dashboard and I change it from earnings to units sold, I can see last year I sold 1575 units. The math doesn't quite work out. I thought maybe it's wish list minus the number added to cart, but in that case, the number's 1523. And last year I sold 1575 units. So then I wonder if they're getting this information from Google Analytics and they're counting the number of times someone goes to TPT and directly purchases an item in a single session. But see, that add to cart number is really weird because it always gets added to cart before you purchase. What am I missing? What an odd metric to report. Search terms are really interesting and they're getting a lot of buzz in the community. It gives us insight into what people are searching for in our store. In the data, it's under a section called General Search Terms Rank. And if I click on the triangle, there's no extra information in here, unfortunately. It tells us the search term and the rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in this case, the database isn't returning the number of hits. So on their end, the database looked at the number of hits for all these search terms for our store, ranked them in order from largest to smallest, and just returned the first 5 results. If you scroll down, there's a section called Store Search Term Rank. And if I open that up, it didn't show up in my TPT Yearbook, but it's showing me words like grammar, inspirational poster, which is one of my resources, and tips and tricks. And I think this happens if you go to the store and scroll down, there's a search bar. So I think maybe I typed in grammar to search it up. But see, that's interesting because I can see the search term here, tips and tricks. And there's no way I'm typing in tips and tricks onto my EduCircle store. That's probably from TPT sellers who found my teacher store and not my TPT seller store. And then they're searching up tips and tricks, which then makes me wonder, are teachers going to my EduCircle store, typing up grammar and trying to find things? So that's an interesting idea. But I know that the 20 grammar resources that I made last year aren't really selling. By looking into the hidden data, we can see some interesting information about countries. I love this animation showing you where your resources have sold. The order of the animation does not match the order of sales. In the data, if we scroll down and click on sales by country, it says here I sold 188 units to Canada, Australia was 31 units, and Malaysia was 2 units. So even though Malaysia is in the first position on the left here, I only sold 2 units there. The rank here is not in order of sales. And I know that because the United Kingdom down here has 6 units sold, but Malaysia's up here in position 2 with 2 units sold. So your guess is as good as mine in terms of the order that the countries are being returned in here. They didn't include United States as a country because most of our sales come from the States. And that's why they broke it down by states. And if I click here, the triangle beside sales by states, I can see the sales count. Even though Ohio is at the top here, it only had 54 sales compared with California, which had 129 units sold. So to answer the question, no, the countries in the animation are not your top selling locations. But if you look up sales by country, you can see where your top selling countries are. If you learn something new, Please share this video with your TPT friends in the TPT forum and Facebook groups. If you like this kind of analysis, hit that like button. It lets me know that I should make more videos like this to help you out. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the TPT Yearbook, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.